afi obedu ya odin brano parliament no hu say parliament intimi nyembra a social constitution no by the hierarchy of law an act of parliament cannot be superior to the constitution of Ghana. Until when an act of parliament any constitution no SCR constitution no is supreme. Until na do na gasa oye lawyer oye former attorney general no Obehuno say you cannot make the prosecutorial power of the constitution of Ghana is vested in the attorney general. Inti untimi act of parliament ya ubedi that prosecutorial power no everywhere ediakoma that no. And no or 50 go post no from independent special prosecutor to special prosecutor. And no independent no free. Inti ye mbrano one ne what tumia obey prosecution. And a lawyer for now no move the seasoned lawyers at that time, led by the then majority leader, Osechi Mensah Bonsunum. Omunyina ne bobo no mukafe. In fact, per Article 88 of the Constitution, no untimi nyembra obeji tumi na attorney general. Inti ye na special prosecutor no onko se attorney general na fe into us na fe.
A wrong timing. It's in aka friendly matches in Mianupe, a Black Stars Bubble, and Sana World Cup in Eduso. And a major tournament, he named himself Volleyball, the biggest tournament in the world, a World Cup. Now, a bit made in few minutes, a bit Afriba Kobaka qualification is about 3 years ago. Inti Nina now ground is in the Swano. Now, first timer, coach or no place, Bishi and some tournament in Eduso May. Now tournament here June 11. March May the first week of May. It be almost end of May. Obviously, or less than 1 month to prepare the team for the World Cup. In the time we need dear, the crowd woman is because time Otuado about 6 matches when we need back Ghana for Cassette. Omunina and some Pamono and Gomujan quite a new coach. Nkobenya ample time, but it will be very unfair. Say coach will co-work out in 1 year to crab bonus because or less than a month. Tournament needs at 11th of June, and now Obenya full complement of the team somewhere end of May. In the one Yabusume Kraim do the time in India are very wrong. Coach na go fan in your mom you know and a positive. Edika Emeka say Ghana Football Association any ministry no aya there almost been on mine sikasem ho yendi America sa ne say Mutsumi mienu ya ke ye ko World Cup okofa coach na man mfie mienu mfie miensa na cheze wan nwe no mine no because okona 3 matches no okobo no anya de na wo pam na e say o man compensation in negotiation na FA ministry ni ye ne de perfect say ye ma bosom 9 oko World Cup na mbodi mboso ni e ma obi aka ho and the normal yakin. A tosumienu about experience, you can't discount anything from Korea's profile. Or very experienced. As far back as 1989, no only Portugal under 20 at the World Cup, we see much 89 more classes. But of course, Yanshan from this angle say Korea's 89 no World Cup. The recent results saying it here. For me, your coach in Yako fan, or you're very rich in experience, but his glory days are over because. Between 2002 up till now, Wako World Cup Baku 5.
OKFM 101.7.
4 over 16 years. And you to have the World Cup, you are the different game. The last World Cup, Korea is the coin, only round for the coin. We need 1 match. Or concede 7 goals and or share 2 goals against Wales and 1. And so my point is that say you to have the call last World Cup or Qatar. Or we need 1 match, sir. And I will go winning 1 match, yeah. And there's a year and situation. Because record to have to play or Qatar. If you are Korea and to play or Qatar. And tournament, yeah, based on which I have found so any different tournament. It's the same World Cup tournament now. But to have to win 1 win in the last World Cup. Now we to win 1 win. You know, about World Cup record in India. Korea's World Cup record in India is nothing to write home about. He has a very rich experience. But Oceani World Cup appearances or even on one in my Portugal crowd, don't call World Cup. Oman could do baby. The best performance at the World Cup a round of 16. Yaki na kwa group stage no abafi. And Ukraina e bia obeka so no one any team no qualify when you abutra prepare team no mpo no kwa about group stage. Na ye di ya akabu sami. Ye di agenda. We can only pray as Ghanaians.
OKFM 101.7.
Coach na ye yi ni sisi Carlos Cruz. You see, they didn't go World Cup. Yanya expert, yanya experience, yanya good coach, yanya will be on the Alex Ferguson here, Juma. The numbers in the 16 matches of World Cup. One winning move for, one draw move for, and one lose Makuma say 8. What film? One cassette film. Numbers in the Eka. Was 19 goals and was a conceded 19 goals. According to the defensive guy, who defend the pass. So, Yachane 19. Was 19 goals and was a conceded 19 goals. And that time, no plan, players, any countries, any teams are no countries are not doing mobile. You have per experience now, see, you have per resource. No. If you have the experience and you can produce the results, Black Stars will say, if you don't, just say, if you don't produce the results, and you fire a sack. More beyond fat, the experience, in the deal, but will be a minimum to me from me. Nakaro Scudets, and Nakaro Scudets, and Nakaro Scudets, no Manchester United assistant to Alex Ferguson assistant. I don't understand. Only head coach and Ferguson an assistant. But in the World Cup, you pursue your audio on World Cup record in Kutano. And then, no fire children. Sa record near partner 16 matches wabo wa shemu 4 pet. Wa winning 4, wa lose 8, and wa draw 4, and wa conceded 19 goals. I was 19 goals.
OKFM 101.7.
About the LGBT bill in Parliament. Please be sure I am there. The law will be passed. Please, the law has been processed because of the conventions of Parliament. When the former president declined to assent it, and that Parliament got to its end, it ended with that bill in the hands of the former president. And so when you get a new Parliament, and you agree with me that this Parliament is not the same as the last Parliament, very different. That Parliament was hanged 137. So a number of members of Parliament who believed in it decided to promote it in Parliament. And you know the things I said before. I'm not a man of words. I'm a man of action. And that is how we got it passed in Parliament. But for some reason, the president did not assent to it. That one is his own bandana, not me. I'm sure one of the reasons why you punished him and his party is one of this one. So we started and we processed it. It has gone through all the stages, and the next meeting of Parliament to hear us asking to pass that bill into law.
OKFM 101.7.
For me, Lawrence Nene Kofi Agbenyotete, nothing has changed. What I believed in 13 years ago when we started a coalition, that this absurdity of homosexuality, lesbian, gays, and homosexuals, what I did not like about it, I still do not like it today. I've never confronted President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Now listen to my messages. Anybody who has been very insensitive about this thing should Google Lawrence Tete, go on video and listen to my messages. One of the things I've never done is to be rude to any political leader. Okay. I don't believe in that. I'm against that. In fact, I'm against the absurdity. That's also another nonsense that must stop, of people using media space to insult leaders. Nana Addo Dankwa, for crying out loud, is almost my mother's age. How dare me insult him? I'll never do that. I'll never look into his face. I'll only talk to him and believe God, that God helps him to be small. Unfortunately, he didn't have the privilege. Myself and Sheikh Arimeyao, that were spearheading that thing at that time, pleaded several times that he should leave that to us as a legacy. Now, for President John Dramani Mahama, nothing has still changed.
Okay.
If it goes to him, if the bill goes to him, and he doesn't sign, I'll be happy to march again to the Jubilee House.
OKFM 101.7.
Bra, be answer National Cathedral Project. Say, una utrechu eskalo.
there are contradictory. It was Ketriamu. Betraymu. How come? Umba. SML scandal. Bra. Be explain it Usi Umba. Ambulance procurement. Bra. Because ambulance kekekra eco service they were paying over 100 million Ghana cedis. Me ambulance cry tonahi. Bra be explain it how come? Usi person udani prisoner in America. A sense ubeba beda sa o mansion wasting because unum boni awaye. One kasa we convinced say Ghana you will rot in a jail because unum say why you boni into umba. That is demonic character. Nana, on today's date, Ken will come to Ghana. By Malik Adama, Ken will come to Ghana. What do you mean we are What do you mean we are prison? Also, Nyamitua Paka. Prison. Nana, me say market today's date. Ube who Ken ewa. No we are going to remember the moment.
Amambrano. Let's say, Ghana niba. Ade ne nsa fofo a o man sika so na se wodi wo man ni sika emra ne kire se yemfa ne nkogina mranim na ye ni se nipa ni krom ho akura na prefer charges against the person and try the person on absentia. Ghana your constitution ne kire se you can try someone on absentia se nipa ni ya obetimi atry no it is a wuti me pacho said na mtamakru what US ni ani na samo Ghana na ye US no wote ana kromfo tachu amwa wo ba wo ye kromfo a o wi a wo man 70 million Ghana cedis nanado tanko akufuado eche na what US eni ye di nasem e ma ye man 10 good years say won go prison ada na o kendo for riata say yesusu say wodi wo man na wu wa bo man ne kadia why don't you take him to court na try the person on absentia you don't know this basic law na attorney general na any oto ye dey na yesi wo for riata o me dey kendo for riata o man ne e matchna me wo fra me kura ka kire me se ben me nua keto ampese mba Ghana be sia me meka se ma tra ho me ma se wo kaka fu akoso a yesi kendo for riata yesi ka kodi no oba e be ma fu akofem 24-hour economy yesi kendo for riata ni ntimi nye 24-hour economy 133 ye ntimi nye asembia president ka ye bia no se kendo for riata ma Ghana ha enya dia president betimi aye enti no dia tra ho me ma because wo bow wa mo enya dia president no ne wa promises so obetimi aye no nya dia obetimi aye.
OKFM 101.7.
How to change your lifestyle. I mean, if you are the kind of person who likes eating heavy foods, you are not physically active, you are sitting in one place, and yet when they give you your fufu or banku, you say it's too small. You want a big bowl of fufu, and you want to eat it every day. Sometimes you eat it at night before you go and sleep. All those dietary changes you'll be educated on. Please, by 7 o'clock, eat your dinner and don't eat again. If you are hungry, just take some cup of tea or something. Don't eat any heavy food. Banku in the evening, you come from work in the evening, and then your poor wife is tired. Come and do banku, come and stir banku for me at 10 o'clock in the night. Why? Our fathers and co used to eat banku and fufu late in the night, but they were physically active. They used to go to the farm, and they expended energy. Now we don't do any physical activity. You wake up in the morning, no exercise, you eat breakfast. They used to walk to the farm. You go and take your car, drive to work. When you go to work, you go and sit behind the desk from 8 to 5. You close, you take your car again, you come home. And when you come home, you say, where is my banku? What physical activity did you do to deserve banku?
OKFM 101.7.
Dina what you be our don for ya dom na se dina what you no kon wie ya. Efi edwada ebesi efiada. Ensem wa ye de ye oman no ye oman yasem. A ye bo ho komo e wo radio kasafidie ena kasamfonyini television so no. Ene de epiem e wo de bonkrata newspapers mo no. Na watch no kon wie ye say ya. Ogu we bia na watch no ye busy. Na watch mama bi traffic light. Bia ogu na so ye na microwave e di heat o ye na aduane. Bia wentumi wenya kwan antie. Wante de ko so kra wo oman ni mu na watch no. Obi nso so away bi a oyare koda mpa so. And until now you're far away from TV, far away from radio, far away from mobile phones. And the course of money we now want it. Ade Akye Abia weekend edition you were say you be born some libra ketia. We are flashing back, bringing you issues that made headlines within the week. Issues that took center stages of political discourse on television and on radio. Ebi kura no ana nsem ni bu o wa we ardent listener of radio and an ardent viewer of television and nsem ni bu o kura wo te ye wo hwe nanso so bia wanti ase yi enti na Ade Akye Abia weekend edition yi wo ho nsem no ni asanso abo akire ye de nkyeremu ne ba na ya bɔ no po ansa na ye wura na wotwe foforo enti political issues ana nsem o ye de ye oman no na wotwe no ye bɔ ho nkomo no ni monopono Ade Akye Abia weekend edition ye bebo no po na ye ntumi ensi hu ginaye no Ade Akye Abia weekend edition ye sine ginaye na ye ntumi ampani nuagubere no Ade Akye Abia weekend edition ye pani nuagubere with yours truly Chief Captain Field Marshal Ohene Nana Kwame Amo, and it's my day. We are streaming live on social media platforms in so okay 101.7 FM Obon wo Facebook Obon wo Twitter and now Obon wo Instagram set Twitter and credit say X Obon wo YouTube Edo Beba Studio join the discussion with your views. Last week on Ade Akye Abia weekend edition weekend edition no. Let's take an excerpt this week. Yeah, the announcers of the Abeshesha.
Mini I know can be about try on absentia. No say or per constitution or article 19 clause 3. Me pacho ubia ko ehon neka absentia trial. It doesn't the absentia trial was what I said. Who said the name was absentia but it's false. And I say can be tried on absentia. And I see a name. So and I'm showing you what the constitution says about. Because you manipulate. What? The court of competent jurisdiction. Let me show you why. At the NDC, yes. Because we don't manipulate. So are you saying that you manipulate court? We saw the audio. Even he said the name you manipulate. We saw the audio. I'm a prepare. You manipulate. You know what happened? Can Abu Dhabi? You didn't know what happened. We know what happened. Yes. And so you're partying. You are manipulating. Oh man, panic for partying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Show me. It's not true. He was pardoned. He wasn't pardoned. Hey, I don't also pardon you trouser. Who trent wrong? Hold on. Read it for me. President John Adekum Kufuor pardoned Jatu Chikata on health grounds. He never talking. Oh, I may say, oh yeah, now they say pardon one into Muno. I don't want to fiase. Hold on.
All right, and an accept of what happened or what transpired on Ade Akye Abia weekend edition last week. And Yabo Chediama want to expect fireworks today on the show. Now, Abia week, you know, and your message, you know, your boy Chira. Ebi ho voices na your boy Yansana introduction no eba no. Enyema sisi wona watchi mu. Ebi voices na your boy ye no ansana ye bi adwumedi ya no no. Na watchi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama etu womani na afo. titru ne yanya anadwudidie eye de bakofo benku a yenya no mane ndi emra abɔ 9 pm ana 10 pm no enye benku kitwa se akwada blow nema benku an kese chen kayayi pawo pa kehire ne yenya no mane ndi asata na jo 10 obi apon adwuma ba no a obe request for a beer oat and tea any 2 slices of bread no se dabi yanka mutu ana sapajimi krama reverse face the wall konkunte abetela pewa yanka manini abetia no so yanka manini no ne kase chen pempensuwa ana amanbo president 2 year for free primary health care na wakopa awon no emu ofutuo ni bi ne se ye bema ya pomuden ene ya setena ye didiem ye lifestyle ehun tete ne kasakire ebi ahyo mo ho bone dodo entima pani kan se be ya abomoden se wo de so duru fe na se kom de wo a endi fufo ni benku ma yenye ti ma ho eboa kra ma wo kidney no tumi rest ene your internal organs no
1.7
so a foot from Mampeni is Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And then Daniel Abrecht or your judge. Now what you didn't grow to say on your judge or Ghana. Yes indeed. Judge and your Ghana ha and no dinasem woman on it. Amanani crows so dinasem no US Abrecht Nevada District Court. Na mami sadina Christine Ationu Tamaklu Jeji na tina nasem so ewo Nevada US abrochiri memu no hye yese mami said ya anano last week na best mark e kano adama na zenya best mark say ya mira mu yewo the friend no trial in absentia that means ye bo kwadu na se breso na se bebu aten na se woni ho a yetumi bu aten no enti maame said na tamaklu na onni ha o US abrochiri mamu a wo sere kwan se ne ho dodo no ne ho mfa no wonte apo ti okosa no yare but court bu asem no wa ha 10 years court so nko de fiase eno na Nevada US nso tena asem no wo mai ne se oh maame said na 10 years da wachi twen e wo krum so tro de ben wa no agene ntem no wa free so tro ben wo no agene ntem wa no wa free and one at once ututu sheda emwa and it's our daily graphic daily guide the bakrata no Monday April 13 for the by say US court okays convicted ex Maslog boss extradition US abrochire o ma wo neti kwose wo mra na 10 years no o mesha asensevo na watching so ejabi wu ayese ejabi ti ase ena intifu ni wa ya apejafo ho tekramansu tu kwan ya mpeni so wadi na chija abodwe enenti ekoba ne se GFA Ghana Football Association eja otuado kwan as Black Stars coach no na coach Dibre na ba beto o man fa mame Portuguese Carlos Queiroz ena omde amanwa eno so ehon voices by this week ya bobiam wate na dankwaku ya bo ane countryman songo omde awo mo kan yeyi omo ye football pundits wo ma we dar ye pani mu tiare se ni mu kan be kata se proyeto ya ye nyina chinye bo mo chiche firi so ate be kata danti mewu ya nyina chinye the countryman songo ne dankwaku ya bo ade ya wo mu kan se Otuado goes Carlos comes akwa ya zabrewu edi abrewu di na ade esan se Carlos Queiroz yo de ya kwa World Cup na World Cup ya ode ya kwyi enye se won ko obi da wako bi da ode ne ma Portugal kura ko bi da Now the question is, Odomu kodru hen. Carlos. Ade Akye wake up. O hear statistics a wamde ma say. O hear matches a wabo. Matches dodo a wabo. Wins a winya. Any lose a winya. Ni na e bracket o. 1919. Yazebo. Ebeye ni. Na me wasem kan ewo GF ade we ho nti de ma me fa summary of ensem na ba ye na ya boa no kakra ne mra me ba ha. Na Dr. Lawrence Tete enra ewo United Television okasa bi efa LGBTQ plus no. Oh, one journey show yin temunti. One te voices na ye boboye no. Oh, wakasa. We yin some 1 or 2 bia no. Atremu say. Oni we ditia His Excellency the former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Na Mampeni John Dramani Mahama say parliament yi wo mafam de awie. Said the speaker of parliament Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagman abayamane say. Wo mu wi a Onu speaker one chere won kura.
Okay FM. Okay. 101.
Obesa me dey akwa koto president enim no. Dr. Lawrence Tete say koto president enim na wachi go slow won ho a. Hey, obetine do wo Ozo obe ma chi akọ. Na ene mirror de bokrata no. Ede awrawo semi aba esi na watchi say. Sofu bi ene ewurabi a wom ye se akwada won wuye womu kotutu fom edna hye ho esi akora no na eno de mepese me bo abrante na wokoche wom no young sofo a okosie akwada won wuye akwada no is about 5 months. Or your ba 5-month-old baby girl. Komu kwesi na monamono. And Abrantia na ne nitia. Abrantia na ne nitia asemi obo nwa ma ne de kire amansan. Ohun life. Ohun life na ude yentie Ono na chi wo mo abrante na chi wo mo se sofu yi ene maami nko mu kwa akosie akra no o de yentie ne mra
be to se omomi en se gina ha don ko gina amnani nti o ye na mbusa wo se na mo ye dan no mo se o makwala bi a be so ye wo mo no ofiri mu no mba be sie no na mo se sa enti na papa na akra nda ne sa so no e be sa manim e de akra na ma de o wa amnani na mo se akra na wo se wo wunya na wo home no ne de na chesa akwa na wu na papa ne de no to e form ho papa ne to form ho se papa me hwe wu na me bie no so won to manu akwa na ne gu so a ne nsa nyina popo which means you na ntoma na mo de kuri ni tiri ho ne ye onya ho nya da enhome ti me bie we ni free na ni no so no na me da bi won wu me mpene ama mu nsie no won wu ana mo so wu na mo kobo na na mane na me da bi na na mo kobo na mane e bia de wo manka ti mo mese mi enko because ade we de me hwe mane nsi wa ha na me ka mo mienu di manim ane papa na mde ombese ko ahemfo no honom
anenti abrantie yi na ekwache wo mo a obo ho amane na wotwe ade kire yen enti na ya wosem na wo makokot ama sofo no ene 5-month baby girl no ne maame ya court remande on sofo no na wotwe nso so asem we kra de si Ochina ne 1 week pepepe. Ghana ye bobo ko ba ko Ebrekum Chelsea. Echo Samatex or Samra Boy, right? Any FC Samatex Echo Ball Premier League match. Now when we ya wo ko back to Brekum no. Awra wo sam Quentin baby ani potemu ho. Ena akwamu kafo am robesi ya wo mo kwan mu a Wamuma akwantufo ho nto wo mun ekosa ne tuo de gu wo mo so a etu no ball player baako Daniel Dominic Frimpong eboniti ema branche no waya nyame dia CAF president ene FIFA president na de omo ya konsem abre Ghana say ya papa branche na 20 years o na wo mu kire mu obobo papa no mbobo wabalon kura fe na obeye justify your inclusion na wa yesa after loan no brekum Chelsea be maintain no ana say wo metansa manako ene say wabe hia ne kofri ko mu wo ya na this week Ghana Police Service asem no mu hwehwemu ma ekoba say mrantia no wo mu wo saa 18 wo no mu di sansamfo no ya chi mu bi na baako emra ya chi wo mu no ano kromafo ni bi ema ye hint no na yenti ama no bono
be right good afternoon obetimi anya we breaking news we enye say speculations but let me say Frimpong Dominic Frimpong area na omukun no enda na jono an Robertson Sako Kobi ekoto am operations so na jono so omushutu car bi kura driver ni bi kura e driver ni no ne hokan okay the government hospital man to so nti waya nyame dia wawu but two suspects and ya chiom suspect baako de cola me am childhood school friend na ina na eco school me senior e school ono kan say case we no yaya makan me kan o me platform ya me kan say area boys o ma haya chiwo be 10 years ni sa area na 100 da ya bresa at least interval of 3 months bia operations baho.
All right, enti emrantia no a wo mkodi nsam hunu no ya chi wo mu no kromafo na wo mu wo 18 mu a wo mu hu operation na police for koye ye no na baako ebo ya mane no na this week in so OSP hu asem ebai OSP hu asem by this week na high court won kran baako ebu ase office of the special prosecutor say odo obi be court akobo no kwa adu a aje okọ attorney general na attorney general man kwan ka say ready go pe ansa na wakọ ontumi mfa ne pe entam obi nkogina court say okobo no kwa adu adania office of the special prosecutor enti oraki seja ben SP special prosecutor osempaye eno se kan koma na watwi eto fom no ho na ensemfu from no and daily graphic democrat and weekend special said the Ade Akye Abia weekend special yegusu yi professor bi ewo University of Cape Coast professor na ye Ade papa Ade awaye ne se minimu dia awaye ise mpanifo beji atum ama ya no mass production anase ye be yama mihu se mobile phone da ho so bia benya bi betumi anya bi woni mobile phone so a keye papa ayo eye papa sempenifo hwehwem no mu se dia professor ya yi eye no credit a messages yanya nte say app application obi to me download bi e no mobile phone so na ebeboa ma na makonu mu nsu a enye wonto se sida na okonu mu nsu enye wa bra special eyes wo special eyes wo ho se makonu mu nsu am yes menya typhoid makonu mu nsu am menya waterborne disease emfa aba wono special eyes mineral water yari na mu nsu mu ba one ne tonkwanta pai wono special eyes mineral water as ye ka tell say ensuo bi aba anase yare bi aba na mu nsuo mu a yete se koto a ye pai tipa ye duro won mpumachi onfa ho ko special ice de e ye krogen mu da ho ye num nyare ye num nyam kwa eye nkwa keke apomuden ni ahoden. You get what I'm saying? And then again, their professor ya and say the device be aba. We develop it device be a. Say watch no beto. Say be a anwa mo na obeto. Anafufuo eduane bi a wo beto a. Eduane ni nye safe. Bibi wo mu a enye eni kwan se wudi. A se wudi a e de ha obebre wo no. Up na University of Cape Coast. Professor na developing no. Ebe mu minim se be bulu alamu. Sense se be so light gon se kuro bi su be fu. But a device a professor yi Ediaba. Or a professor of agri-food integrity engineering. Professor Ernest Tai. And they develop it sa app yi. So na nsen yi ankrofo ye aduane a okoka na bibu afu. Aduane a waye no ankrofo abegina ho a wo moto no. Sabi onye nkrofo apomuden ho emfa bibi nje. Between the pana wogina aduane no so na wo to no. Ene aduane no eso. Ti aduane ni si table so. Ana dia wo to aduane ni gina table no ho. Obi won so awakasa wontumi control nenum. Enti saliva beba nenum ntoso beba nenum no wakasa na ni na epiepie. Ase nkusi a yabo wo mu wisie wo bom no obi epiepie ko. So hu. Enti ono nko akasa me to benku 5 cedis. Enam no krasa no water 5 cedis. Leduane a water ina wo ka bom wo 15 cedis. Enso on odam wiye yon na ntoso a efiri nenum. Ayo overlap ya ba begum kwan ni aya na nya akono o kan na nkrofo bu afu krofo bi su yan hwehwe ni mu aduane wugina ha se kura na o kan ma mi bete wo pese wo ben nkwan no afi nani se scanning machine di hwe nkwan ni mu e kire enam a wo pe wosi ni trust na wo kasa no ubonse jodi dia no pe fa ncheme na ntesu ofiri nenum so nuane de ye dibio enti se obi di bibia ye ne duane na enya device yi behu what a device. Kevin Opoku Kusi aba Facebook or aka Bossu. The show is live and colored inside overseas in the Kwabri East constituency. What on that you are watching on social media. Thank you. Greetings to the national organizer of the NPP and the incoming national first vice chairman, Henry Nana Wache Esquire, aka Nana B. The grassroots are grateful for his support and commitment. All right, so Kevin Kusi. Okay. Kevin Kusi Ade Akye. All right. And that is it for this morning. 13 minutes to hit the top of the hour 8 live on OK 101.7 FM. Ade Akye Abia weekend special edition 0302 243 0302 243 529 and 0302 243 547 0302 243 547. Yeah, lines no on test. Yeah, lines no on test. That Yahweh said, Ebeba, and to call and let's check and see if we can put you through. As I near your phobia in Kunyano. Now, what you some ways you see, you know, you bought a tree at the amount. You bought the amount. You bought voices and so. And a Yari Kapuni na Kama. Which one do you want to add your voice to? Which one do you have a view that you want to share across Program is 0302-243-529. 0302-243-529 and 0302-243-547. Ejabosu. I said, "Dear God." Odibo, bichawe nyumrei. Ejebida bichawe nyumrei. Bichawa no pe bijini za jabia duty. Oh ye. Someone has him catch us say lines in ye. Osimeboa. And I said, you know, last week I get and only the line of you as I was so and was on your pond crash still. Will be afraid of a sort again. Yeah, you're on testing you. Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, again, Quanam.
Yes, but you didn't baby, I got every.
Well, Mumpocho, your family,
right. I can see you and I watch you some buy, you know. Tell you now, do I know to me?
Open you get many ambassadors from Casadia, why wouldn't you say Ghana 1 year one? And Sibamintia or Kanko North MP. I honorable Teresa Woolley. Michanpa. Now, constituent executive in Amicha, and Master to make for executive member or Kanko North MP. Okay, do I want to money? Maybe I had the now watching some Ade Akye Abia me tell you mpa say
Okay, FM.
Okay, John Dramani Mama Okalanchi Mama Ken sa program na oda ba no e bo buwa papa kire say the ode ayasano e ba yen committee no ayade a say bio amama mani agikase because Ghana se be meeting ebia mo family na be person ko hospital mafaka ma ye drop na kwa Timothy hospital wo mo anaze ebia mpo o maka se me ko kasim no de mako aye rich enti adinu mo ma be me community mo ma me so ya na mako mo na ma mi me so na papa mi tipa mi enti me so bebre mu hwe na mo mbombo de mo check kaka mo hwe de ebia ho de kutra abia ma mi yimpede no tantu to yi enti se John Dramani Mama we hu se awo se on de ayansan be community ma ni danse mi we ko bie da mama kana no ma mama ya sare ba bedi djuma metanasi we no kete o John Ghana fo hu ye ka se Ghana fo nso mi mbo ano dam da ba ya no djumedi na odi no e ba wi fe ye na MPB bia na minister bia la isese John Dramani Mama amodi brebi aso kemu se wo ye ni ya wanka se woni me na beti oye die wo ye ni ya wanka se woni me na beti na ma uko be uko ka tena ifempa Ghana fa na ba fro se bla na san se djumedi a isese John Dramani Mama odi mon udima afeni nti bena ba ba du baby fufor na ye na one year su dia onu no we ka dimo nti mu mama djumedi na ma pe no da shamunsa no mun di ma munse amaye ina so nya for so papa na o magana tumpon me dem ase so far ye hu se ye skanda bia ba o man mu eche se amembo no e koyi ye bo man penin na ni na bejofu na ba so ye dem ase pa
right yes that's no paper 0302 243 529 0302 243 547 na what you say atodwa na ye bon komoyi if you try and you are able to come through ye be fawo na wososo de wadwenkyere aba 0302 243 529 and 0302 243 547 but as mu de wan na eje adwuma number 2 no okay now so far number 2 na eje adwuma hello good morning all right yeah mpacho betumi afre bio 0302 243 529 0302 243 547 we have a limited time to pick the calls now I was talking about GFD no na aban ayade anyway ba me call man. Hello good morning.
Hello morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
But you didn't baby got free.
But I'm in the France. I'm a Casafia farm.
Pumpton, now a hobo called Diano pay.
And Yamiado hobo for traffic in a Kakra, but almost Yakan is the Kakra.
All right. Yente want to pay.
But I don't pay no Asaka free primary health care or maintaining a launch here.
Very well.
Before a year after India, a year. But no, let's politicians, no, I am free of Kakani free, no. Free wine it here. Yes, sir, free. We was a yes, we were sustainable. You declare which pipeline of Tika near this funded free primary health care. No, see a better fact more. Say you bet 0.1% of GDP in a year. And I said, yes, started and check was a good because free one a quick one from my Mema 1 year was a naira. Both after replenished, but wouldn't be particular budget line I would ya. Both are quiet a juma now and one could say me if you have an idea no a year. If you make a buying said, a buying finding on the clearly. Sika your best fast near the best of any at Yeno. May that be.
All right, yes, that's a pan of pay. That's it. All right, so 0302243529 0302243547. Lines near him, dear function, but say a beer babiano. A beer better try a betumbiano, your bepicona. Yeah, 0302243529 0302243547. Na manugu so ameka se yebo abana baso se manager ye no kre that we dey ntimi possible oh na ye meka se abana yade otuado wogya no kwan no do time en nya de but the earlier the better ye ntimi anye no earlier. But you say better late than never. It's your befansa. Regardless, say yes, and and I say let the good go. Then the best, and I pay. And at the better of the good. Now, utie sports pundit, and omwa. Womunum sports yimun koma wo mo bokire ya se otuado kwa na ke he ni mu se benya a fantastic well deserved experienced results oriented coach but the yakofani inkweku ndankweku ya voice abrewe wu ne ade abrewe di ade yeni ne etu aseda because I'm a chronicle coach Carlos ne performance say the performance will wake up on any I just say ya say wake up ne ko bia na yaba we don't have an ultimate position be a person occupy prestigious wake up no. And the question is GFA, Echo, World Market, Echo Pay Coach, no? The Omnia Yani. They are not or ya available any. And now they are one available, no the best alternative any. Because you tell them quick boy. Or say papa or the on one room, Portugal, co work up, we be paying. Angusiaga eno kra no awon one and players ne ball qualifiers no qualify echo work up no now we year we just a month okay approximately a month anyway we can only pray and hope and wish for the best. All right. Now, the energy minister, this week, Okasai, Nasima me came here, sure, say many will bear me witness. John Jinapo Kasai, this week. Now, Okasafa, areas in, especially Accra, say, yeah, experience it. Can near dundum. And now, all children say, is it in Fidiani be I am re. As I am no crana, is it didn't come by boy, man, your crass say. Areas be one cran say, yeah. Some lights in the call offer, and ya payo. Transformers in the name, plants na. ECG war over those areas na yamre. To amu ye. Now my question is, areas are among the underlisted areas no. Yeah, you are more transformers in Umwaju so intermittently. One more light I could off no swear. And not to say a dear. Last, manager me refi nipo ba ya. Aha ojinai ananka operator obeye obekwa pray one of the seats for the NDC. Now Oshe Batakari and it said, and I told him, say, and nyama mienu bi wa on nipa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enya gidie omo a wenye omumu gidie du amato no eni kwan so mo disappointing no. And number 1 energy. Number 1 energy, because Mampeni first regime no near Ghana for the target no doom so. Then I was expecting say what's about the second term you dear obibia wadne beko energy obia no the primary aim ebe say o ma ye nteda ana o ma ne mankrofo timu kra momo nkase bibi kra sanso aba friend dum so. I am not saying say dum so abade, but say ye bedundum kan ne mankrofo be sha ase aka ho asem say de si ana no no na em say asha ase eba no enye. Then we can talk about the PR department of the Energy Ministry and ECG. But now Ade ne kwaso na nsa na ye de communicate bia ba ya beba man ye se ni a kwaso ya muhu yi e se ntra na nye too late na nkrofo for me onfa wo ma ho adwen dadada. Anyway, a word to the wise always I see is enough. I hear enough so still I had the 2 minutes after 8. Ade Akye Abia weekend special edition on OK 101.7 FM Sunni. And none of pay and penny for our mobile kaya huama and someone I watch you see what my mu aye bonopo. Yes, ni jina ye nia penny nua gubreno. Already seated a lawyer Bernard Ado Kwafo. Ya kwa MPP amanyoko mu a communication team no odi mu akotene o kan ho bi. As we await the arrival of Richmond Adam Srimsai, also a member of the NDC communication team. Lawyer Badia Mamina Nishan Komotwe na sena. Adajeni poswano pay. Adajeni poswano pay.
OKFM 101.7.
And is what joining OKFM Sunni streaming live your social media platforms ni na so ube to me joining with your thoughts and with your views. I won't come here boy Lawyer Martin.
Yenia apomo
Adumara kwa na wonso
oh yes adom ahode wo ho pa
say
yes adom ahode wo ho anopei
Wait a minute, Magic, me position on microphone. Lawyer Bernard Adokwafo, a member of the NPP communication team, and lawyer Atnasia, and then I shank my church national. Yeah, here any say, Rich and Baba Kayensa. Now, Osnaman Yokumuboko, dear.
Open Madaruma, any years on Pipe, BBI, okay. Now, you go soon kakra. Eja opposition a yewo no enye easy. Nanso ye boy ehomodin.
Na me he was it enra se ya wada no na moni abre baba amando. Mo pre bail dia ma no na munya na court enimu ha. Bo se ni mo chante mo nwumu.
So ye de asema da ye kan se ye bekoso esan kabima minka bia ewo man yi mu ye bekoso aboye homodin e make sure say government no power no ye be manatena ne to so aye adwuma oka so be ya magana for nti ya ye hu na no Thursday ya wada no na eno ano no ne kwan so ano no
but will you also admit to say ade no a oye ya emma okopi court asenka wenya bail ya yeremandi ni wanya bebra manka maniema
eno de eye no kware wo kwan bi so nanso no e wo say ye make sure say niama e wo say ye ka no ye beka no kwan so pepepe yo ye beka no senya wo say ye ka no pepepe nti eno no de ewo mu se etoda ebetumi atosin kakra nenso no nya ye mandate ayewo opposition nya ma wo se ye etumi make sure say nya government no be ye atena ne to so etumi aye adwuma ka so be ya magana for the ebekoso aye ewo kwan bia so.
All right, into the page oteninka lawyer Bernard Adokwafo NPP communication team member and yene na she commentary national Lord minim se woni jibo ho kakra
manage be ho pa manage
local team be no support
me support Accra House of Folk
phobia international team nzo
Chelsea
and never shemo we are where United ye ba Stamford Bridge
see that
say
that
yes
oh say eno no de I mean ye jitu mu say you know say niama enkoye kakra but ye be ma ye homre so ye pe top 4 ramunti ye ni abre
be ma mo homre so United so
you
anyway last week and was it last week and last 2 weeks impo and your coach and ye no ete o maimu otuado ye jano kwan na this week and GFA di omo boshe so enemu the new coach our dear co work up no Carlos Correz oba ye won komo bebre minim so wa monitor kakra we initial comment ye new coach ya ye nyane
well me share ne records kakra me timonti ne me kakra wo ho it's answer me who say I mean Otuado 2.0 ni yakofa ba na say I mean yakofa obi a obetumi asesa de yako nti I know dey obi sami I mean she dey ni arehye musa but ye dem pa wo betan wachi
but ye nhwe na me preamble ni mu na me ka bibi say abai no ayade do na time ne nye say ontina wa ma Otuado yansa koje ni mugwase bienu woja no kwan but
okay
na be ya 101.7
wo
chada ni awrehye mu wo mu yi a na me bisa ese ada na wo man yentumi fa ye nancy form na yema Ghana Football Association nti asese wo mu din nankasa wo man din na dikan Ghana Football Association so they can never exist without Omaino. It is Omuye Bibia. It should be in the supreme interest of Omaino. Coaches are one work just what came to me any. Papa Womuani. I'm on your form from Nancy from where?
Asemia will be say to some extent no GFA was authority no say I mean omobe yomo coach ebeboa oman but say nya oka na also mutimima oman ni hu hia won esan say Black Stars ana say ye national team si ya na ye support yomo ya na yedi omachi nti say nkuko bo say yedi bi mo ni nyina no ade agana for any di achi pa nti se mo be pe coach a o se mo pe coach a ye wa rehemu oni mu se obetumi de yakobi bia pese yekodu because World Cup yakobi ya boy en homodin in the previous years yentimi nko enkofi mu at the group stage level sir at least I will say yetimi call ekoye ni it's not only the participation say yakobi keke I will say yetimi ko make an impact nti say omubenya coach obetumi de akon GFA said yes obe make sure say coach a omubenya no coach a ye wo sa rehemu no won yemu so obetumi de akọ na current coach de me fa ni say otuado de no it came late but a decision na inevitable ade ananka ebesi anyway but aye late na no nkyere say was say omuyi obia whatever is available to us and whoever is available to us also mutimi yi coach a obetumi afofile your dreams at the World Cup.
Nanake aspiring to be the national organizer of the NPP, or say new Black Stars coach, you know, or your older version of Otuado, older version, and I diabano. That means ka Otuado mpoye. Otuado the New Testament, Carlos the Old Testament. Nia Nanake Nanakojo Aje Yabua. Ekana no pain no. Anyway, away from Black Stars coach near one sense me lawyer did you after 7?
Debbie once in a while. Now be femba could be but I make sure say me did before 7.
Our president is saying yai.
I know there are things any kwan so no. Yeah numti.
Anyway. All right, we have 11 minutes after 8. Ade Akye Abia weekend special edition on OK 101.7 FM Sydney. And the president this week had money and say, yen change your eating lifestyle na kakra. Na beya enyumre se come do no heavy food, light one be. And but na me can for oat. And I Tom Brown be cry can you bad it anyway it depended law yan say yan come bona say and I anopay na first on the list and person area work your lawyer idie now I think say it will be fair say the office of the special prosecutor will someone copy mu court high court for that matter ruling by say OSP can prosecute without attorney general's authorization. Na mebisa enkomo yi mamintie o initial response na ye enkoyenim.
Okay, so you share office of the special prosecutor. Sa office was set up by an act of parliament. Now the office set up office no say ebekwetia katasishe any proye. That is the main purpose of OSP office no. Now office no has been given the mandate say obey investigation or your investigation we are obey prosecute on what he has investigation away no wetumia prosecute. Na mum ye hwe your constitution article 88. Emma yeti ase say it is only the Attorney General who has prosecutorial powers. In the Attorney General pay enable to me a prosecutee in terms of that. But Act Nankasa SCT of Special Prosecution Office no recognize sir into kind of preamble to the actor a man here clear say okay the preamble to the act a man here clear that the special prosecutors derives its power from the attorney general. The preamble ne MIA clear on that. Afe oba article AD and him which is the 42 no so a and nso ma who say it is subjected to the power of the attorney general. Inti no okwan bi so no enye ade a eye problem because in na yet as I said the attorney general has that power. But sesia no per the ruling of courts which shows that because there isn't a fiat and as a fiat document be anywhere actually said that authority has been given no into no the special prosecutor did not have the power yani omonya adwen and as any court na enya adwen in that direction esan say before an authority is given no niam bebre o share the powers of the attorney general we delegate ama police we delegate even ama some prosecutions ekoso or ECG some prosecutions ekoso or SNET but all these bodies no enye person to an act pacho all these bodies no the power no right from the executive into through a fiat issued by the attorney general no ema omunya sa authority no to do that
amba parliament ama
there be
ainate
there be but near eba parliament no the parliament recognizes said this is indeed attorney general no to me and that to me no some has to be delegated to the special prosecutor into the processor ebeko through any the instrumental I was say attorney general no edemano all those processes were considered by parliament and sana parliament a pass the act no in law no say parliament knows the law and into parliament cannot be ignorant say the prosecutorial powers no ewo attorney general ho now ewo attorney general ho if they want to delegate that power it shouldn't go to a certain process parliament enim the laws of Ghana and they know say article 88 na emma only the attorney general kwan na nye interesting so ne say o hwe ye ye pass ye executive legislative instrument ye pass ye pursuant to special prosecutors act o hwe LI ye pass which is LI 2373 no LI nankasa was signed by the then attorney general. The then attorney general no which was Gloria Ekufo and they signed sa LI and the LI no so fee the executive arms of the government which means that the ministry of the justice and this LI no buy in terms of the special prosecutors act inti it can be say attorney general no is not aware and now does not know say the power that he has no a portion of that power has been delegated to office of the special prosecutor. It can be
but Loy listening to I don't know say be better was na local government cultural and religious minister or double as Banda MP Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim Memes Resa better was na yentie the submission on the ruling no na yen say for the minority to come out and say ruling near a complete mistake and nchiremu a wototo de amayen ya emudi ya wan na ye fanti wada mato aso na yentie na minute emra
special prosecutor issue we no started the promise was independent special prosecutor attorney general say sana that was the promise and now to make here afi obedru ya odin brano parliament no who say parliament intimi nyembra a social constitution no by the hierarchy of law an act of parliament cannot be superior to the constitution of Ghana until when an act of parliament any constitution no constitution no is supreme until now do na gasa oya lawyer oya former attorney general no Obehuno say you cannot make the prosecutorial power of the constitution of Ghana is vested in the attorney general. Until ultimately act of parliament, I will begin that prosecutorial power no everyone ediakoma that and no or city go post no from independent special prosecutor to special prosecutor and no independent no free o inti ye mbrano one ne what tumia obey prosecution and a lawyer for na no the seasoned lawyers at that time led by the then majority leader Ofechi Mensah-Bonsunum omunyina na bobo no muka say in fact article 88 of the constitution no untimi nyembra obeji tumi na fra attorney general inti ye na special prosecutor no onko say attorney general na fe into us na fe
lo minim say otia
you mete
Infanto onyanhwe
ni di kan no e wo say yeti ase minority no they are not against the fact and I say omo dispute the fact say your constitution no attorney general and what that prosecutorial powers ye gitum na mom no sa power na attorney general won the time I setting up the office of the special prosecutor no senka we wanted to make the special prosecutor an independent body. What it meant is that I was saying you go through a process of referendum to amend that section of the constitution. That did not happen. Into the office of the special prosecutor, ye create office of the special prosecutor. It was created under the attorney general. Say obeji the power and answer the authority from the attorney general. Share 50 time by 26 years ni 50 the year 2000 eba. There has been only one prosecution of a sitting government, corruption matters, and this was under President Kufuor time. Say na Yebeka, a former sports minister. From then, there has been no sitting government omenya any prosecution against corruption and abibiasa. So at that point, the law was being passed, and another promising in that law. No, he promised say they wanted a body interfere. Mind you, the Attorney General is appointed by the President. And so if the Attorney General who is appointed by the President is also to come and prosecute corruption and other things against a sitting government, sometimes it is a difficult thing. It is a difficult thing. Until we needed a body independent. Whether it is a sitting government official, past government official, that body no be to me akwa head sa prosecution. And it was the whole idea. It was an afterthought. Say we have known this right from the beginning. And the law established the special prosecutor's office no is subjected to the power of the attorney general.
Now, when I can the acquisition because now the High Court has ruled and only me be adwen say a court be rule bibia omo empetu preko pen rule me sure say probably they might have requested for proceedings at the office of the special prosecutor from parliament they might have gone through to know say bia say ni parliament edikosi in the right mind of the court no mu say bia the office of the special prosecutor no must draw its powers and authorization from the OSP and only one two edeben na esikwan say office of the special prosecutor will be bonuko adua just like the state prosecutors ni ye no obeko for authorization from the attorney general.
Near the office of the special prosecutor, first of all, court ruling na abano is not exhaustive. In the sense, the special prosecutor has a right of an appeal. Already, he has put in motion an appeal to appeal the decision. Now, some authority authority can be constructive, and I said we can glean the authority from the processes akoso. And no may draw attention say LI no crampo no. The LI was made and signed by the then Attorney General. It means say the Attorney General's department is aware of the existence of the office of the special prosecutor, and they are also aware of the powers. That is why through that they have Oma legislative and LI to give them the authority to proceed. Until you can't in one hand ode bema na another hand no odeje. But all these things which are happening, we in the minority, we know where it is stemming from. And it is coming from it is on the basis that Abanwe Pekwanya obe clip the wings of the special prosecutor.
Oh, sir.
Yes, to prevent the special prosecutor from doing his work. And
Adendra.
Yes, me do ho.
The Abano has been in Amambumu over a year.
Niedi kaino say if Abano or through the Attorney General no thought say there is a need say I was say yemano a special fiat, knowing the importance of the office of the special prosecutor no aden Abano go ahead and farm no, because government is a continuous process. It is a wababeto na say the previous government no issue even the fiat written fiat. What prevents you from issuing it? So unim the importance of the office of the special prosecutor. Now already no before the high court ruling no, Yahweh said there is another case which is pending before the Supreme Court. As our case no was sent by Edino na, let me see if I can get the name, but near other issue no called the Supreme Court no, is a friend and works in the same law firm with the current Deputy Attorney General. On one hand, no case Nico do you know, when the special prosecutor applied to join the matter to defend it, almost say the special prosecutor cannot join the matter because it's against the act, and based on that, it is the Attorney General who is the person to represent. Attorney General no was say or represented Parliament because Parliament enacted that law. So here we see the person who is coming from the firm or who is a close friend of the Deputy Attorney General, and that same person has sent this case to the court. Nia also could defend no, and so the Attorney General. But what does he leave us with?
Law until say ebia madam for ne Attorney General na say obia ya madia mean to me for nipa na court.
Oh, we bet to me the nipa na court. But
me coincidence na nipa na or the OSP court no. Me coincidence na Abane say or the same office with Anna of the Attorney General.
Maminche Onintia enye mere coincidence. Even before the High Court, High Court Nima ruling, there was a matter which was raised by the plaintiff in that suit. Okoye, the court halted and stated, said the matter is before the Supreme Court. Until the Supreme Court will have to determine the matter before he comes back to that application. But with regards to whether the Attorney General has the power, the court could still have waited for the Supreme Court to determine the matter. But the court went ahead to still determine that matter, knowing very well, so say, asem no ewo the Supreme Court. Into Ushema, it is just a way to clip the wings of the Attorney General, to prevent the the special office of the special prosecutor, or about 78 cases currently no or juma na why investigation or prosecuting at various levels. See per this ruling and I say Supreme Court na uphold the ruling na all these persons are supposed to be set free, and now even convictions even in the past by the office of the special prosecutor, and they are all supposed to be set free. So are we say corruption and akatasiseni proeno ya be fight and I say ya be finding ways around the law to prevent special prosecutor from doing his work. Ehona yewo sisia.
But so far we hear aban why be yes suspicious in tia obi badwene say or clip the wings of the office of the special prosecutor from reaching out to him.
Ansana Banyiba power. There were so many cases before the court against members of the current government, and I said yes, there were so many cases against the members of the against the members of the current government at Ewo Court.
More opposition
at that time.
Okay.
But Attorney General Nebaye, what did he do? His first act was to enter noli prosequa. and I say obejawon in most of these cases. I can mention about 3 or 4 cases. Into to me who say the commitment to fight corruption anyhow. And I extend it to the office of the special prosecutor. Into we in the minority, we know say the law is there. We know what the law says. We know say you are just dancing around the law. Law na just to make sure say we will not hold members of the NDC and the current government accountable for their actions. And no entity special prosecutor no, they are doing everything they can to clip the wings of the special prosecutor.
Lawyer Bernard Adokwafo, a member of the NPP communication team, and I share and communication. Law, Mammy Missa, we are working, say, probably the certain government and be 1 or 2 beer or buyer or when we say Sabine to the Hunty. On special prosecutor and say Wunichi. What's I'm not making you, said the bear own to me a actor. Now, Obi Baby say, yes, I'm for the training twice. In your own observation, special prosecutor office buy right from lawyer Alamisi Benz Abreso Ebesi Kisie Jaben anye bia wo mo aye bibi ama wo hu se ye too corruption ana aban bi mu nipa aye bibi na we want to go after him or her na ya prosecuting one office naturally says yes, we can rely and depend on them. Said they can execute this agenda. Our Bibeka say, "Oh, you be painted." Aban we be so the bayano.
You see, Bibi to say corruption. Sometimes corruption is sometimes perceived. Inti corruption no one of the most difficult things to prosecute. And until the number of prosecutions in terms of corruption are very limited even in our courts. From the time I started from 1992, we started operating under the 1992 constitution. How many prosecutions are based on corruptions? Corruption is a very difficult one. In Tusha currently the OSP has about 78 cases. Now 78 cases are all at various levels. Our various levels are almost prosecuting those cases.
But unfortunately, they are watching and say free ones. So no minimum to do winning
you no so into the 78 cases are at various stages are. A man who said the special prosecutor is indeed working. No corruption no easy because oko court now oko prosecute now when nyama in place here you will end up going to court and coming. There are some people at media, so we have verified them near there, but it is not the same thing. Into the office of the special prosecutor and Juma are currently 78 cases. Nanso no, he is taking his time because corruption cases are the most difficult to prove in the law court. So when taking the time, all the documents in place are a bad thing. So the office of the special prosecutor is actually working. Nanka that so to me sorry no. Now about 40 out of this 70 are here case no have also all been dealt with. It is if currently you ain't pointed to 1, 2, 3 cases and say no, this is the outcome. It is still in progress.
And I tell you who na bandesru no.
No who anka aban no person ordinance gu na chi no a cheche.
Na me bi say anka no who anka ka ye hu ni effectiveness say office of the special prosecutor or the way court or dom court and eventually abo omuhyem omakodam omayese then Obibeka say hey any office of the special prosecutor in hu enti aban ye bibi na say Obibeka say aban nu sura ade abeka say usuru na we die ye hu do de akoko tawi ni do obeko bia no na yatam na bo ho ye beko bia ni atam na bo Obibeka say toothless bulldog or devie die kromfo be nesuru no
no bia ne hu nye hu no so adan na ye nya ye bia say ye de ne nsa beto na chi
ndia wo na wo kan
esan say ye nim nia ereba Yenimia Ereba Enintina Yepekwen Biso are clipping the wings of the office of the special prosecutor and San Ebrenedu. Into there are things in progress. As if the mandate is restored, Yebehuniama from the special office of the special prosecutor.
But could be our car, yes, sir. It's believed, sir. Obi our day Assembly Court, Supreme Court, happens to serve in the same office as the Attorney General, right?
Deputy.
Minimum, sir, are you also aware? Speculations are rife. Sir, OSP Krano, and as my makers SP Kisija Bay, on so has had Obibesiana BB to do with former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta.
Well, if say the former finance minister has had something to do with the special prosecutor and seen a crime, so we are aware what is going on and seen a crime, say obe charge the former to the extent cry say obe issue a red alert and name him as a wanted man. In the there, he is doing his work.
But I'm going to say no crow the John because on one granting interview admit yes, as when na Ken Ofori-Atta a free or my no, the office was adequately aware. Somebody on their wanted list, and that's a nipano to kwanye from my mua. They kept a placid eye on him, looked on for him to go. And so now Becca say me institute and I initiate legal process for his arrest.
As at the time Ken Ofori-Atta Ekono, there were no charges which were against him. And only Adebakwe was a yeshenenso. After so no Ken Ofori-Atta Omunya in charge, they were still investigating.
All right.
And as one thing in so Yehunu said, he left the country on health grounds. He left the country on health grounds. And just said, oh sorry, ya no fitikoi, there be ofi country num based on health grounds.
Said the Natama Claudian.
Said the Natama Claudian, the same thing. On also fi country num on. And no crampon, it was pending before a court. As at the time, I no said the name na air corner. Not she had already been charged and the case was already in court. But in the case of Ken Ofori-Atta, he was not charged. He was not in court. And so he had the right to be able to travel. Special prosecutor in that regard.
Then, well, I lawyer, my Misa, when it comes to Ken Ofori-Atta, where they are bet now, a bear from said Natema Claudiano, if there can be judgment in absentia, Yamre no trial in as absentia. And it comes to the question, say, if the office of the special prosecutor, you want us to believe, say, oh boy, you may say, as a sanity at now. And to me, Institute BBSA, still now watching say, Papa, Beba, no so aqua.
Senkawa Institute Crampa and Kabaina Crampo Nunka, the former finance minister, Obebo say, Ezan say, really now High Court, dear Basisiano. Really, nature say, and all prosecutions are wire crano should just be let go off. Until it is a process no undo the stage. I was a special prosecutor no, or file that in absentia. If he is ready, he will do that. In the antisa used to say bia kwanya abba anasa kwenya wenya etu kwanya means that the will to prosecute is not there. No.
All right, Penya Yatin Ken Lawyer Bernard Adokwafo. Lawyer Chambers way.
Me chamber Zankasa once a woman. Pivot law. Yeah.
All right, so call to the bar, practicing lawyer. Be now be and be issue be. Now be the person who want to contact you after the program. And to Lawyer Bernard Adokwafo. I am randomly our court to practice it. Sounds like NPP, the largest and the biggest opposition party in Ghana, communication team. And yet, we have been joined in the studio by Richmond Edem Srimsai, a member of the NDC communication team. Rich, Mache.
Mache.
I kwa banso
me da se ndra minya e message no
menya nentem
menya nentem nanso time na me try sanka mo be frɛ because me boss catch me say anka mo na mo be ma me time no and na me try mo mo nso mo fan me say my elite
because somebody lawyer kegu so
me amitimi hu say wa kasa bebre oni ha de entronkwa no mbitwa omo de sa oni ha entronkwa no mbitwa
na ya shan commonase with ruling a free high court about regarding OSP to me ekuta no a otumi de bokwa adu a court said that be ajuoko attorney general na mesra so beta waso ruling ni by the minority in parliament akasa bebre honorable John Daku asem honorable John Daku kan ye na lawyer nso so aba betim wait a minute wait mesra so beta waso na wetie asemi kakra na yato aso because I didn't na moyesa
the whole office has become a target for the NDC since they came to power. In fact, a brand na yura Kisieja Bay ADMPP for watch you more boss no. Na you mu de the only time you no man this in for can say attorney general office young gunu no e bra okofa party pebu ekoko. And when am nua e ye oran da fiamepo any nua panyini e majority leader. Omuko fa mbra ba say office of special prosecutor ye mo to kura. They wanted to completely repeal it. A free honor. And a branch be on some side any Muktari Bawa, Omuya Juma or the same firm. What did petition Ako Supreme Court say? A special prosecutor also cry their own constitution. You know, your course, when him there at Legend Akoka. Was see one year branch and now Yajmo, some star office, Naya Janet, yes, OSC office, you so clearly, you can see that there's a grand attempt to cripple the will of the office of special prosecutor because Omo say no a year Kisieja me do the pay NPP for one and was NPP for we now with nani ahwan beautiful Omo ne mo ma sha ase ye boni o ma sha ase with nani hwe omo enti e bubu na tapa kra sakra na ya ma brate na hwe bibia
Rejote
meti yo
enti OSP hu na amamoye da mo ye
mamifa akwenya we nchia yetiefo nyina ene me bra ba kwa ye frɛ no ya Leslie answer na ebe kom no I think say the office of the special prosecutor no was formed under MPP sure. Right na constitutionally omo man mandate na some mandate no awmodi share nensa no Emano, the limit within which I will wait me I will operate. And I think just Endra speaker now or passes our bill now, yeah, they OSP Niba into existence. No, I Honorable Michael Kwe. I listened to him on Joy FM. Yeah, now or Kase constitutionally, the OSP is supposed to fight corruption separately. Now, so he doesn't have the powers. Say on one kasa, edinepe, bear prosecutions. The upper chain say nobody is stopping the OSP from going to court. Say ebia me person me dey asi me see court no. Obia en stop no. But answer no bear side no. I was say the Attorney General's office emano to me and a permission say go ahead. What you say? Enti no enye say ebia obia person oji OSP juma every nensa and as obia person oketeli ni powers. Say obia be kaya. There was a few months ago Ken Uferiata extradition assembly way by. I think the AG's office asked him to present dockets for him say to them. Say nebeya they will be able to facilitate his extradition to Ghana. And on one gasaba out the car say onya den on fast docket no ma. All the constitution is saying is that the only institution that the government mandates or prosecuting in Crawford on behalf of the sitting government is the AG's office. If you usher Yoko has almost similar mandate like OSP. What I say? Now, Yoko any investigations, any arrest, any behavior, they seek permission from the AG before they head to court. Some of the cases crown almost handed over to AG say on prosecutor. Why is this particular one different? Why is the OSP finding it difficult say obe share the cases with AG if we are all looking out for the same thing? Yen na hwehwe ade baakwa. I na heading say why investigations ewie. Na ye say fa we docket in the bra na hwehwe so case now we are building, is it okay say ye be court? You see, this back and forth in OSP also because Supreme Court. That is fair. I mean, the law allows it, but the law still stands. Want to mean the constitution. Even those who passed the bill understand say it was wrong for him to have gone to prosecute people, and the High Court has, I think, I'm saying the cases now the other courts they are about to nullify all of them. Which is in the right direction, if you ask me. And Obia and Sheda and Ketelini power, and I say nobody is trying to try and collapse that institution, maybe. But nothing goes above your constitution. And if you read the Article 88, it states clearly what the powers of the AG is and what other institutions should do. And for me personally, I think that it's nothing we should be going back and forth about. The constitution is clear. On Supreme Court, and I'm very sure say Obekono, the interpretation it will come out clear. So I mean, also on Supreme Court, it's fair, but he doesn't have the powers to take people to court and prosecute them without the AG's authorization. And it does also mean say Abia as ende when your case back or bibisa permission. No, there could be a fiat that will give him the permission to just go ahead with prosecutions. Abia the AG might not be interfering with the cases, no. I ain't gonna say Abia political interference are airbag cases, man, because they are supposed to be independent. So if the OSP understands, say, we can work together, AG's office and then the OSP's office can work together. It is for the good of the people. Rather than this power play now, or per se or yena, it won't go anywhere. And truthfully, I mean, I am one of the people that is not impressed by what the OSP has done so far. Personally.
No, maybe a lawyer. But before we come to the performance, I say BB, say your man of crime say on prosecuted without necessarily coming for authorization from the Attorney General.
And say BB, it won't change anything. And say BB. Now, so I say, there's something called precedence. Say one share, now say BB, woman a coin, now a coswa. Somebody will refer you to precedence way. Now I know so I could and you see in the law in court, Sanyama way no me no way now want and shame my. But I mean, you are not here no a lawyer. Here you understand and appreciate it better. Oh, say I didn't cost now say you unim say ne was say yeah. Imran say en ko a now yes you because it's convenient and so once somebody is able to raise the issue, say baby be na mo ye no was say yeah not just say problem aba we had already been accustomed to be and to say yes son e dey asembeba. So let us just do the right thing preko no be ahunto what you say and I mean normally Anka say or he's supposed to be independent until now they will be court now it's okay. But another issue is based on his performance. He's been in office for more than 6 years, and if I'm not lying, then what does he have to show for it? Apart from media fights, touting himself around, and what does the OSP have to show for Ejuma now? Any scap, baby, be now more allocated to new office. What does he have to show for it?
Lawyer can say over 70 cases.
70 cases, no, akosi saying cases no be bregu age tables. Cases be bregu age bet me catch or say I have this ABNC omo your friend is saying national service omo buffer stock omo enjubuesi akon omo cases no, but akosi saying it is not about say who cases in ehun. What have you been able to do? What have you been? Oh say here your friend is saying honorable came somewhere. Yes, no, that is true. But Oba, what would you be able to do? Are you being vindictive? Are you being a true independent way? I was would do your wage man. I say you are just being vindictive, or you just want to show powers. Like I've said, I am one of the people who is never impressed about this particular OSP. A coming kwan because of his name scrabby.
OSP no.
Yes. A coming kwan can scrabby because I mean he's adding nothing to this particular guy has done nothing about it on she.
Na Martin do ye baby.
At least Martin Amidu claimed, quote unquote, that ya man acquiring amana nyadeng anye juma entino honorably or resigning. What did I say? Wo waba ya mau fair plaintiff ya mau their person their way be say bia. I think he was the one who even asked for increment in budget allocation to OSP office now. Yeah, they be winning now, and you are driving our cars around and only name now who call up and down. You've not been able to prosecute even a single person.
Minimum lawyer or say corruption cases it take time.
I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. I'm in no doubt. I said the course to age ni your friend is in buffer stock ni we chairman want to me the ebeche. Yeah, legal system no sanity. And I think the opposing lawyers will not be sleeping. Say, feel say be now prosecutor into no, they'll just allow you to have your day. No, even if they are guilty, they'll frustrate you. Applications normally will delay the process. But at least you won't say there is an effort going on. BB Koso. What you say? BB Koso. Now OSP then who can tell me what exactly Papa we are? Why he should even give us reasons why the power shouldn't be taken from him. On country at the crown idea why yentia or what he's able to obey to me a yentia. Am I in just prosecutorial powers and infringing them? And then what exactly? You see, taxpayers, you know, Sebio, Sikano, Yen quantity will be bill. It will be moja and it will be sweat. So when you are giving allocations to work, make sure say there is something to show for it. Make sure say be wo would bet who say who ye juma. And a coming one year, I honestly don't see anything wrong with taking away the powers from him. It's not even taking away the powers from him. It's just seeking simple permission. And it's not Obianka say unya case by case baby permission. There could be a fiat. I will give you say Abia unya cases like this you can go to court. Unya cases like this come to us, let's consult before you go. As you say, it's not about way Abia Matisen Grofo say because the enactment was made from AG and automatically he has the powers to go and prosecute. No, because I mean, what even makes me believe say he doesn't have those powers more? And say seasoned lawyers like Ayikwe Otu, they've all spoken about this thing, and they've all said it categorically. Say it was forthcoming. Say Omunim say the man didn't have the mandate to go to court. He said it. Ayikwe Otu said it. Said they all knew. Say it was long coming. Say somebody was going to raise this issue. So for me, let's just do the right thing at the right time. Now, Obian Hontono. That's just it.
And we're now working no what the minority in some not to say. And yes, Rona Musro Samoba Bemu a year and 4 months in here. And there may be a more year, your Musro say he will come after you and try.
Oh, I mean, minority, they have to be seen being relevant. I was saying, we have a minority in Ghana. Opposition, the biggest opposition party, NPP. And NPP, what they do best is kasa no the pani kasa. What exactly has the NDC done in here? They feel say the NDC is scared. Say what has the NDC done? Corruption being the Cynthia or more Felices NDC bar. The NDC is scared. Then NDC. I mean, it is not about the MPP or the NDC. It's about the Ghanaians. When MPP was in Ghana, it wasn't just NDC for Nana Eka say MPP. It was Ghanaians. It was on mining na. Sebio, ye who say Ebianko for be brain shada who the cost war mine. But what happens is they know exactly what is going on. Say kata any prohibition baby air cost war. Trust me, the Ghanaians will be the people to bring it out, not the MPP or the NDC. Yen on mine for no, yen na yeti on mine no. We are the people who will be the first people to bring out the issues that are happening in the government. And you know, I mean, as for the NDC and MPP, we will always be biased. We will always be biased. And you know, me Tiana say because we NDC more. Now we be Samia. Me Samia can't just say Nukan say what's in the American. So it's answer na me about anything about NPP right now. Even the Omaya ye who crown me can say Obeka say Nukre. But omo na omo dan finfin you know. They're supposed neutrals, no. Omo and never say the Amoye ABNC. And I believe that if there was anything corruption in this government as and now, trust me, Ghanaians would have held this administration by its neck. What I say? So MPP for now that some now can say we are scared of that. If they come, they can do auditing as much as they can. They can the only person behavior. If as far as it wouldn't be vindictiveness, as far as it wouldn't be witch hunting, they should do whatever they have to do. But knowing the NPP, they'll do anything. Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened when they were empowered with even with the judiciary. We all know results results in APA. Unlike Siciano, and this the case called court crana Yelusu case. But the idea he didn't judge and say your friend is saying he has annulled it. Yeah, then they what I say. So I mean MPP for the Kasa. I don't really take them for anything serious. I mean MPP for the more Kasa na mope. Need to know there's nothing to be worried about. The NDC is not doing anything fictitious. NDC nye bibia MPP for ba ambeka say machi way. No, I mean in every government there, means guys 100% no me clean. But they will be doing something somewhere. Be any shed and bomb also. But more limelight in them. I am paying for no mudi no. I don't think any of them would want to put themselves in that situation because man paying na kasa catch almost say wow baby be a beche on there was me she. Into no enko yes yachiw na yakasho so and they free company A never seen call company B as a day who under NPP no yembe ye clearing agent ejume bia why be chiw no waso be she. Into everybody has been careful. Everybody has been careful. Into me I don't believe the NPP for Nika say NDC is hiding something and NPP for bad will come after them. No, they have nothing to even worry about. Unless say Abia by the time I be free abem no bia be dia as and now there's nothing MPP for beating me apart from allegation they just throw the mud at the wall say bakubeka to sa no mo say they went in the beka and you know for them I mean enye bia sa
medase Richmond Adam Stremsaye, a member of the NDC communication team. And I can bring in a time to 3 minutes to hit the top of the hour 9. Memra Facebook and can you know my journey and messages kakra. A show of counters or say happy birthday in advance to Mercy Aqua inside Connecticut, US. And then Musa Abatwa said from day one, I did not support the creation of the office of the special prosecutor. If the office lacks full procedural authority to prosecute offences, then what was the real purpose? What was the real purpose of establishing it? Those attacking Attorney General are not being fair to him. It becomes even more concerning when someone like Kenoforiata, who was reportedly under investigation, was allowed to leave the country by default. Musa Batradu Adebaye, no. Adam Jai said, I love listening to you. Good works every day. Thank you very much, Adam. Still on Facebook messages. Sami Jesse said from Hamburg. Malik Basintali appointment never based on competence, but because of insult and how he lied. Oh, Sami, maybe I'll find a pay dear. I say it's Ghana under cursed concerning what Isaiah prophesied in Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. We'll go and read the war. Then OSP Kiseja Bain office is just a waste of Ghana's money because his performance never encourages, but the NDC are trying to interfere in his job, not to put pressure upon Mahama government. Anyway, okay. So a bit of more messages are more about our Facebook. No, if you have joined, please bring in your thoughts and your views. Our issues are able and come. Whether my taking my thought on this one quick one answer the government abayino last week Mampenini cabinet here put to prince mu concerning fuel bo. And then you say Iran is a Strait of Hormuz, no? Or maybe out to Muma, or you be out to me, ship will be a kuta, or you be out to me firm. But just before, no, fuel prices and the cost rock a crack. I'm a president to Tuanamobi say, relief will be by year to the dead, that's no, obey 2% per liter on diesel removed, 0.36 on petrol. Ama a swab from Kakra. Is it 13.3537 star and frames oil and goil and so I don't know. Rich, what the relief to pa mamimisa onya short MPP na na wo and na sa ade yesianka can they relieve the margin in best match mudi?
Oh, I want to say they be a fuel the same way. It also moves with our exchange rate. Imagine say MPP na wa be mu na dollar ni number 17 cedis. Anka fuel no e better on the same. What do I say? Say even at 10 point something, and I say 11 cedis to $1. For nam almost 130, and I say Bibia. And a year tono. Even with an additional one cedi plus levy, it didn't get to where MPP left us. As at 2022, no, MPP was buying crude around $88 per barrel. But because of your exchange rate in Intino, it shot up to the extent that you told this way almost 20 cedis plus. Eto petrol 17 cedis. And if currently the cost ni ye fuel embro 15 cedis, even with an additional tax component, empona, it should tell you that the government is really doing something good. So see how now crude has started bafem no. Definitely no prices no ever drop it. And I just this morning crowd na me here I Matisa say by next week crowd no. Ebe san bafem. By the first week of May crowd there. Na santi bafem crowd. And you know as for the relief, the government is doing a lot. Even before sir asem way sisi no. The government has really tried to cushion us. And we shouldn't make it look say ABR is and the OMCs will appreciate these margins better. Because I'm turn in large quantities. I'm spending a lot of money on this. So if you are telling me say for every liter someone is saving 2 cedis on diesel, now it's almost like everyone is 5,000, 10,000 tons of fuel. You can imagine how much you are saving the person. What he has here, young end users no, and I said you young should appreciate it because you wouldn't say iswa. But trust me, in the oil and gas industry, even if Obicha 10 pesos krana, he has done you a lot of good. And if not for prudent management of this economy, your friend is saying exchange rate na abafem is stable. It's not like abafem pool. It has been stable. Maybe a dano because the president said the city has a natural value between 10 cities to 12 cities. And since NDC take you over, no, you can bear me witness that the dollar has been within this range. It has never exceeded it. And even with the war that was going on and all that, no, it didn't really affect us because even the Bust had a lot of oil reserve and our MPNs were about out. Abeka and say we had about almost 6 weeks to 7 weeks of fuel like Ankabeding able to me cushion. So it wasn't really something we were hoping that would affect us, but I mean it happened. I was say adjustments kakra adding eba. Into the government, we the citizens were crying, say a Dawson, we were paying too much and all that, and they've listened and they've reduced it. And you see, the reason why it cannot go beyond a certain amount necessarily, the energy sector has a lot of issues that needs to be dealt with. The previous administration of Mukoyan, there was a lot of debt left behind. That was what even prompted say you do 1 CD levy in Ukraine because levy na ESLA, which is the energy sector recovery way, MPP depleted that account. Go to other bonds. Other bonds, leaving the energy sector indebted. Until we wanted to solve it and build a strong and resilient energy sector. That I say every day, whoa. Even though people are dying and all that, there are people. We are also giving birth to a lot of people, and we are growing. On my census, this year or next 2 years, we are almost getting to 40 million people. So if we do not plan for those expansions now, and we cannot wait till Danny Bedru answer. So we need to put in measures that will cater for all those things. What I say, and for me, it might look small, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Trust me. Even looking at the fact, say, Drew baby, and maybe MPP for Koja, that alone should tell us say a lot is going on, and the government is doing very well. So on for pressure be and to citizens also because so we can only make it lesser of a burden for the citizens rather than imposing unnecessary burdens on them. Where there is any opportunity to reduce taxes or prices of stuff for the citizens, why not? And it might look small, but trust me, it's very, very good and it's in the right direction.
Medase, Rich Niatine Kano, lawyer.
Yo.
Sabanya ya dio we dio se ebona baso. Na mo anka be ya chensa.
O kwame, ye anka be ya chensa.
Hey.
Aban no ayade in that regard say we reduce fuel. Now, fuel prices no. We have near friend of the fuel price build up which is made up of about 3 main components. The ex-refinery price no. What taxes and levies, and currently no about 8 taxes and levies are fuel yet also, and we also have 5 margins, which includes the bus margin and all the other margins are Now, as at the time MPP our production, which was at the crude that Yankasa ye produced, came to its record lowest because of some issues. But currently, the current government is enjoying about 70 to 80% increment in terms of your production happen at the crude level. Now, when as same way see between Iran and US, crude prices escalated. Into all across the world, crude prices were selling over $100 per barrel. In fact, a buyer may do 111 crab bar down to 104. It was hovering around that area. Your core budget, your budget are the core court, the core parliament. The budget was $76. It means the $76 when the prices went up in the international market, the whole of March alone, Ghana made 8 billion. 8 billion Ghana cedis from the increase in the margin. And I say the same Strait of Hormuz issue na problem in terms of your refined products, gave us some money. Now the NDC have made the NDC government has made a reduction in the prices. Omodi Abase reduction now Omube making, it is going to cost them 500,000 every month. 500,000 every month for that reduction, and only revenue ye Lucy. Now look at the gap between 8 billion and 500,000. Couldn't the government have gone further to reduce it? So even if the government had gone further to increase the reduction, that's a government even in terms of 3 billion. Once the government is making 8 billion on the other side, which is also still in the industrial, and it will cushion the Ghanaian better. As for the issues MPP face here, which led that is
and to relieve when it's our own.
Relieve no sir. That and only point I may say it's a step in the right direction, but the government could have done better. Until you don't trumpet what you have done when at least you could have done better. Ubeti media boa the normal Ghanaian citizen.
In your estimation and calculation in cover peg reduction is saying.
Onka reduction you say diesel na ko 2 liters. Ka diesel no beti me akọ 3. At least even say 1 CD margin, if they were able to take it away, and that on petrol too could have gone down lower, because a lot of Ghanaian citizens use the petrol more than even the diesel. The diesel only they say more of industrial the usage any high vehicle, but many were drive it to work all the time. Petrol cars any you see. So if you really want to help the ordinary Ghanaian citizen, the petrol too should have been reduced further, so that margin can at least cushion the Ghanaian citizens, since that one directly affects them. Stress on say yes, the government has taken a good step, but if it was the MPP government, based on this fact, would have reduced it further. Now opposition because of the production, and now it was happening at the upstream. Your production was very low, and at that time we couldn't leverage on that to further reduce fuel prices during the crisis we were having.
Lawyer Bernard Adokwafo, any attaining cano. Minimum answer na lawyer Kasana na rich a fan of minimum now your calculations be na.
Oh, Debbie, I mean, so on all we can say is a step in the right direction. That alone is enough. What I say, which me appreciate is at least government depa. What I say now, we all wish the government would decrease prices on fuel and diesel even further, but the woman say the government also needs money to do other stuff. It is or reduce it drastically. Now say revenue kakana obenyano obesen luso look at Ominim, say the country has turned into a construction site. Ufa ye chakwain, ufa ye school, so we need money to do all those things. IMF class and say 50 million bina but we don't want to do that because of these issues. I was saying it means prudent management. Send beya in generative wahano. You bet media yan kasa ye jumana or say And if we reduce it further and reduce our revenues, it will affect the government even further. What I say? I only appreciate the fact that he's been truthful. It's a step in the right direction, but a step of 1,000 miles, a journey of 1,000 miles, it starts with just a step. What I say? And they should keep supporting us and giving us encouragement. Say, Nyaman, Bibia be okay. Bibia be okay.
Lo,
Kwame. Now you can say revenue or can say the government has come up with a budget already. Government need near oba spending. But all these are coming in as windfall. And yeah, their government a budget or budget is 76, which is a no say any revenue or the any projects are all bay. Because of what is happening in the international state, and I'm a revenue na shooting into any idea, it is a budgeted revenue. In the same way, and I say, even if you look at the 500,000 or more as compared to the 8 billion that they are making within the same 1 month period, what percentage of it is that? And do even up to 10% of that. So can't you reduce the revenue even by 20% and cushion the Ghanaian better? And this is what the MPP government would have done.
MPP for Rihanna Kasayomude. You just left power about 40 months ago, and we saw what you did to Ghanaians. In the whole Ghanaian say you could have cushioned Ghanaians better. One motor diesel to us 22 cedis. One motor petrol to us about 17 cedis. You are telling us that you could have cushioned Ghanaians better. How? One money $1 free. A friend is saying 4 cedis. Go see 17 cedis. All Ghanaians say you could have cushioned Ghanaians better. How were you going to do that? The same issues now more cars were the reasons why our fuel prices and dollar prices skyrocketed, which is the war AC war Ukraine anyway.
Russia.
Right. Say being AC war if it's the US and Iran. But how come the NDC government wasn't able to get to where Mudu Eban is saying? Now we say you could have cushioned Ghanaians better than the NDC. No. There's no way people could have done anything better than the NDC. No way. And it's showing. It's clear. And when it is clear. The Ghanaians are aware of it. They can see the difference. Lawyer, may I say now Canadian media and Thomasum. And I'm telling you for a fact that what the NDC has done so far, it's nice. It's encouraging. We can do better. I'm not saying that the NDC cannot do better. Yes, we can do better. But for the fact that at this point the Ghanaians need some relief. Now it's enough. You understand? And for the fact on one casa cry, I appreciate the fact that it's a step in the right direction. That alone should tell you the NDC is doing something good.
You see, the revenue shortfalls are yenyaye, especially at the upstream, to the extent that we were producing at less than 30% capacity. Less than 30% capacity, it affected government revenue. It trickled down even to your exchange and all those things. But that period now we were going through and making sure that we'll put things right. That is what the current government is enjoying. At the 80% capacity, our upstream is producing. They are benefiting from it. There has been a period that we have had to go through that, strive for ourselves to enable them to enjoy what they are enjoying now.
The problem
yes.
The
upstream production, it was below 30% capacity. As a CN, you are enjoying 80% capacity of production from the upstream.
And how does that?
That is what will cushion the revenue. Even crown from the rise of 76% up to now 100, you are making over 8 billion within that period of a month.
But even before Iran the same way, budget was already, like you said, budget was already read, and you knew the components of those budgets. And it wasn't as if say Abia after war, and we are trying to come up with figures or something. This is a relief. These were unforeseen circumstances that the government didn't see ABC, and then the government feels we cannot put the entire 100% burden on the citizens. Because the government has promised Ghanaians they will try to absorb all the pressure The normal prices now I was say based on one or two components, we would go ahead. But say external factors be bad, the government will try to absorb those pressure, and that is what the government is doing. And say we are enjoying 80% production. Budget has already been read, and we knew the expenditure rate.
Exactly my point, Kwame. Exactly my point. Say the budget has been read. Budget number amount are modebebo or minor hobra for the particular period. But because of this unforeseen circumstance, we are making Ghanaians believe that the government is cushioning Ghanaians in this hard time. But we are also not letting the Ghanaians know, say, even this hard time, because Yankasayeye producers of crude, we are making much more money based on what is happening. We are making much more money to the extent that within a month, we are making 8 billion. However, we are losing 500,000 by giving you those tax relief. And that is what we want the Ghanaians to know, that the government could have done better. As for budget, the budget has already been there. But we are saying, the budget, the circumstances is not only affecting us. We should not let the people think that it has only affected us. But to some extent, we have also benefited from it.
Right. 19 after 9. Live on OK 101.7 FM Ade Akye Abia weekend special edition. So now talking about promises in Rich submission a while ago, no, and Rich we came with the importers and exporters and Ghana Union of Traders Association and business groups and freight forwarders are one more port. You are not delivering to them what you promised. That's AI just different.
Oh, say on mine be a betumpa if we at war. I will say utia taxes. Now, one of the major problems of the Ghanaian governments now between from MPP NDC times is inaccurate collection of taxes. Now, one of the places in Swa you generate a lot of tax in as much as we have all the flaws in Yamano airport and harbor. So you see, when the MPP was in power, they implemented the no paper policy, where you like paperless system. So everything is supposed to be automated. And they are trying to cut the human interference as much as possible, because so at some point when you come in contact with human beings near Warport Honor, you are tempted to shortchange the government. You are supposed to pay 100 cedis for something. No, nipa nibetim akacho so udi oma mi 70 cedis ah. Mewa kwa yama. And that money doesn't even go to the government. What I say on ube. Now, if we are not able to collect enough taxes from some of these things, and trust me, every importer in this country doesn't pay for whatever they import. It is the consumers that pay for it. Importer ba but so import ya neighbor. Na say bia wakoto ade $1,000. No nim say $1,000 na ode aba no. Duty na obeti ya so no. Ebe bia $200 and na 200 cedis. Oba be catch us say ade no auto no $600. Say na ebe ya tax no obeti ya so no. Ebe ba fem. Now the AI system na government in the ban say whatever you bring, the government will now determine the price of sade no. And the more the price, the more the tax you pay. What I say? Send a beya revenue na GRA generate taxes na generate edia ACC or mine, because the constructions and everything that is going on in this country, most of them are coming from taxes na yetiano. And to say in tax properly, we will find ourselves always going back to IMF now. Will give us restrictions. Say, am I an employee? Am I an NSA? And the people need employment. We need to create jobs for the people. So if the tax collection rate is very low, I don't think say or mine person or mine also. And as people, at the public at first or initially no, yebeko etiano. I recall very well. Almost at paperless system report. They even did demonstrations now the idea about it and all that. But say a coso. Yes, maybe Abia the 100% rate now it was so much based on the AI intelligence, Abia it was too much. So the agitation is now more carrying idea. The government said, okay, we will look at it and then we will adjust it. But it is a good thing. AI no.
The question is, why fix it if not broken? What are you way? Mami Misa say our tax collection no. And you be no problem be ho because we have ICOMs one no we mu adwuma. Minimum that be a complaint be aba say there are leakages somewhere be another inefficiencies be why be additional hand be amaba be boa minimum there. But so far no tie Ghana Union of Traders Association other stakeholders they aren't complaining of anything. So as the GRN so why AI?
One say the most important thing about tax collections now human interference. Wherever there is human interference, there is likelihood of corruption and leakages. And GRA Nagasa out Abeka say since the implementation of AI way, their revenue collection has shot up about 46%. What you say?
Would it not be as a result of increase now or more say I hear by 46%?
So the increase is not government increase. And you say event saying government in actual taxes be so and as a duty so. What the AI is supposed to do is it determines the price, the actual price of goods now at tono. Then it calculates the taxes now also and based on the price of the goods. Like me can no. Nyamani bi wo ho ye koto e bi obi atoka aba. Na se obi zanzo oto no say ya. Now I catch us auto maybe I'll talk no $50,000. Now I catch us auto no your friend is saying $25,000. Don't you think say the tax you would have been paying on 50,000 would have been more than the obituary of 25,000 or so. So the AI is purposely to bridge sa gap no. Until the AI will calculate the actual price of the goods or will determine the actual price of the goods. Say na be ya important will pay the exact tax na nka so heading otua. So that the leakages near at the Adena was the government was facing will now cut them completely. Them. And you see, importers, their crying is all about increment in government in idea so. It is idea nanka I will say a war. Say ukoto adi 10 cities. Now you see to a tax 1%. Only say uvia ubetu 10 pesos also. What you say? And it is not a government in a increment abetu uncrophone so. It is just the system that is working efficiently. And for me, I do not see why uncrophone as the my agitated now. No, it is for the benefit of all of us. If the systems work efficiently, there's no way you can cheat the government. There's no way anybody can cheat you. Want to mean CC governments want to mean CC. And the implementation of the AI need there. For me, the tax collection, even for the fact that these few days now more implementing revenue has shot up to about 46%. It should tell you I say it's something good. So for me, I'm all for it. Me for super. Yes, me for super. Just say me say and pin for no say et one o mujije no omo fanya the person e be ya o man for no be hu say et one ye tua no ade we ni we no omo dey as see obi ani age say o man no maye adane construction site because yes akwan yes schools yes hospitals none ya sound like a free primary health. What I say, all these things are coming from our taxes. And for me, I think it's a good thing.
All right, it's a good thing, says Richmond Adams Shrimsai, NDC communication team member. Lawyer.
Come in.
Nim say when you di sa publican AI asemi echi a.
Come many de chipa publican AI. In fact, aban bia no obemo a ohia revenue mobilization or their adwuma. But kwan a obefa so a obe mobilize revenue no. A lot of times no e Ghana ha no ye dependent on tax. And send ya menu ane kan one of the areas are ubetumi enya tax by at the harbor. In fact, Oshe records now it shows that the amount of money which was transferred out of the country by banks now Oshe what came in through our portal it's about a 60% difference. Until now it means that something needs to be done in order to mobilize revenue and to prevent some of these things. Until Oshe the position of the MPP any the position of the minority they are not against the implementation. They are not against bringing in the publican AI. But Yenshu Bibi, the publican AI itself is a company now implemented this. It's a company that was incorporated in Cyprus. The company was incorporated in December 2004. And so after 2024 elections, that was when the company was incorporated. Now this company, Abagana handled this, started operating in March. What the company or how the company is paid is based on the amount of revenue to mobilize. So the more revenue you are able to mobilize, you are paid commission or a percentage of it. So based on that, if the company is able to mobilize more revenue, onya more money, more money or payment. Now, what Guta and other the business groups are saying is that we are not even against you bringing this, but your implementation process. Also, AI garbage in, garbage out. Even from the explanation, and I'm a brother, Emmanuel. Say, "Yenya kudjem akudija. Uwako wenya adieno watoni 10,000. Mensunu makudjem menya adieno matoni 5,000. But me ba o catch me say because 10,000 ena ubeti mienya no." I should be billed on 10,000 because that is the price and not the price I'm meto no. This is what the AI is doing. And I'm saying no, before that it was done on case by case basis. Case by case basis no. You vet it to know say okay, me ko jemu no. Say na meto at the end and it is based on what you bought and na ube to your tax on and not based on a certain belief that the price no I was say and a price na ye. And that is what the publican AI is doing. So the AI is saying that okay, when we look around and I say you share around that based on information it has been fed, this is how much this particular product should be cost, and so this is how much you should pay. But in reality, I may not have paid that amount. Until if I didn't pay that amount in reality, why am I supposed to pay? Until a honor good any other importance, any government issue. Say based on the implementation, it is not about the mobilization. You can bring whatever will be able to block all the loopholes. You any problem. Then so based on your implementation, you have to make sure. Say first of all, ube engage Guta, ube engage the other people who are within that way, and that is how Kama Omoyo Omadwen said they were going to strike. After the government made them and they made their grievances, the strike was called off because this is how the government should have gone through the implementation process. And that did not happen. It is if implementation process now and it is putting undue pressure in terms of financial burden on importers, they will definitely kick against it. Until we are not against the publican AI, but we are against the implementation process. It is putting a lot of burden on people.
Now, Rich, and they say a commission based, the end, nipa no will try to. Obey said there be a commission never goes through.
Oh, say, and yet or no obey and the commission never goes through. Because it is even better, say, rather than say, money pan a fixed rate or mobilizing more or mobilizing less. You say, what did the American say? So now it is performance based. When you bring more money, it's like any sales job. it's like any sales job. Insurance, insurance. When you go to town, the more people you are able to sign up, the more money you get at the end of the day. It is not something new. What did the American say? It is something that we are already practicing. And I feel that one is even better. Say you money and say, okay, we are more contract. It's not even about the year you are incorporating company. If the people are competent, or if they are able to do the job appropriately, it's not even about the year you are incorporating, because someone could have been working with a good company for a very long time. And on maybe a year ago. Doesn't mean say nipani ni mejuma na obabe. What did the American say? Yeah, so it's not even about year na ya incorporated company. That one cried, and some cry was say, but it is about how efficient the AI is. I don't know how good is it? I bet you know. What I say, and from all indications, it's not as if it's almost see when you go to the port. You and I know, say some of these importers they suppress prices because they want to evade taxes. That is what happens. Even me know, yeah, there are things that you when we know say we have to pay taxes on it. When they ask you to declare, you don't want to declare them. So it is a norm in this country. Let's not even pretend say you need sanity. So if the AI is to block these leakages, why can't we support it? They are not against it. The implementation, as for the implementation, everybody will have a problem until it kick starts. And be starting for the first time. You might not know the other side of it until it starts. And as and when air cost there is a problem, then you fix it. But as it stands now, I do not see any problem about this AI. So they should ejuma pana end this year no omo de omo to omo no omo hwe omo supporting na yen oman ni yi se nyame ya adom na se ebia after 33 years bi na se omo be back there no wa be ye there omo betumi aye but se see there omo supporting omo voice me de bia me ka chenkofo se ne ya omo kasa se ne it keeps us on our toes, and that is what we want them to do in opposition. Omo koso sa se they wouldn't be defunct like CPP ni PNC mu. They should stay in position for the next 15 to 20 years. No munta yechi. Ne insist your mind.
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
Ghanaians are very discerning. You see, you win an election and a company is incorporated to come and bid in Ghana just after the elections. Now, if you are bidding in Ghana and then the company is operating and is operating based on commission. Now, Asema Guta, any the rest are saying is that the prices that they are charging them is inflated prices. And aside that inflated prices, there is even no process of appeal. And he said, if you are charging me this amount, not say maintain this amount in 2 months, there is no process for you to appeal. And what it means is that it's a take it or leave it. There has to be a process of appeal. And even the minority was stressing that there should be some parliamentary oversight to ensure that the right thing is done. And that is what has been kicked against also by the majority, because they don't want that parliamentary oversight. So we are not saying that we are against the implementation, but implement it well. It should not be based on take it or leave it process. There should be a process of appeal. I say in relation to whatever amount the person has been charged, the person can appeal against it. And because of this, they are suffering. Some are suffering from demurrages because price and meaning say I'll be able to clear my goods and my provision for at the end of the day. Now demurrage, so going to demurrage, how much you will be paying is even much more than how much the government will be making. And see, that is all that we are saying, that the implementation process, you're outlining clearly. It should be more engaging. There should be more education on this to the general public, to the GRA staff themselves, any the members of Gutane or more importers. At the same time, also, there should be a process of an appeal, and they should find a way to bridge that gap and you take it or leave it process, so that the judge can still go on for us to arrive at the right figures. Because you cannot charge me when I go out to buy based on demand and supply and say that, outside, or if you look at what is happening in other countries and around the world, this is how much you are supposed to pay. And yes, I was saying, you know, yes, you are affecting their businesses and they are not able to operate. And mind you, these are the people who employ most of the people in the private sector. Into yes, then how do you expect them to also go to be able to absorb the unemployment situation we are facing?
Okay, so we are told the same. We are doing our china. One better so meet you. Woman, finance ministry and stakeholders. No, na. One better answer will be. But for now, and right, yane good to focus. Say they've been compelled to suspend. One strike. One year, yanonti. One members, are given the go ahead. So I'm contain that urban woman music any other day. Publican AI. Anyway. For answer not minimum that any other business be a walk more pronounce more person more can once man of pay. Be an assembunya ya obeka enka listing one of pay.
Oh, for me, I think there's just two things I would want to speak about. First one is about the Attorney General's Department. On the Ubia aye eager say prosecutions and COSO. I say the Attorney General's Department are yet slow over prosecution, so and almost shada and ye Jumasene was almost yeah. But Nukreni say they are doing what they have to do. What exactly are we expecting from the? Oh no, aging to me can say echina and then echina yenfa we nko tum yenjeli we. It's a process. Emede say me you're a lawyer and he understands the system better. What I say? All the clients are called courts, no. Opposing lawyer the application aba. Or no so we call file application or be a high court. And there was a more state prosecution and now more trains are results now and some more continue. It delays the process. And yet long it's not the AG that is intentionally delaying it. What I say? Media, I also plead with the Supreme Court said they should create some of these specialized courts for some of these cases. As I said in the past, fast track courts now they are they should create some of these courts to handle these cases. Now, omun in terms of no being who say ABR assume we default. Then we know what is happening. What is rather than say the pressure in ABC ages or no. I'll plead with the people say they should have patience. The legal system need it takes time. And to know omun to omubo. And secondly, Baba. Mr. Ibrahim Mahama ni take over no EMP take over no the my minds no. I don't know why, unfortunately, every time Mahama is in government and his brother makes some progress no, making it look as if say because ni brother ever power into now then nyasa opportunities no. But I mean, this man has been in the mining industry for years. And even some mine or take you over. No? He has been the sole contractor on the site for so many years. There was a time na contractor na Yejuma was our site. One day or so no parking in Yamase Oko. And na the mine for na goldfields for na far phone. Efre Baba say mobilize and come to site. Omo anya contract, omo anya bidding bia, omo friend directly. So if this person has been on the same site for so many years, now say there is an opportunity to buy. This process even started MPP Abreso. I'm among us some man clearance, so on go ahead. At the end there, why should this also be a problem?
For say surprisingly, nebra time so na ya onya doesn't mean say other regimes aya na opportunities are new for acquisition na
say omunim Mr. Ibrahim no omunim ni ye. Mr. Ibrahim came to limelight under the Akufo administration. time na President Kufuor government no. Most of the construction sites, most of the roads na Ghana kra no. Mr. Ibrahim they constructed under President Kufuor. It's just unfortunate say those times now MPP what power no. He doesn't really do ni PR no enye loud because he's an quote unquote an opposition person. But most of his heavyweight contracts no nyayen was under MPP. Akwaje interchange sa kwan no. One sa your friends osu kwan no. It was Mr. Ibrahim that constructed. When did they construct it? Wasn't under President Kufuor. And even before this acquisition, this the mines acquisition, who has been in charge of the construction? EMP na handle omu construction. Omu rocks no omu blasting and sanya manyama ninyina. It has been Mr. Ibrahim and his company. So it's not as if he's not and the point is that is it that the man is not competent to do the work? Or the mere fact say ni brother air president intina we are against it. Rather than say eba kofa bonyi biaba. No benya de obenya di akokrum. Just 2 days ago, wetua obi ayesa kolebi eyare $40,000 wetua. Endra yesa kolebi say yare $15,000 we sent ya. What is here? So if we are able to build people, the EMP takes over that mines now or employ Ghanaians and all these Ghanaians are prospering. And young families, and is it not developing the same country now you say developing? Why are we against it? It's not as if it's even fictitious. Any panel have a back door and he has gone through the right channel. Even under the previous administration, that was when the process started. In Siciliano, a businessman, if we cannot support them and give them local support, then pan a person way. And so for me, dear, Mr. Ibrahim is an astute man of this country. Na nejuma so esueni. Wa yejuma bebre both under NDC and NPP. Entenyen den na oba be start construction and also oba be start mining na yebeka say ne brother na abamunti na omode sa ejuma na ema no. What you say? And me, I'll really plead with Ghanaians. They should really take their time and let's give him the opportunity to do what he does best.
Thank you very much, lawyer.
In fact, Ghana hano na ye penny say your local businesses near den ebetumpon na akona nim. Say ne be ya yebetumi solve a lot of the unemployment issues. Then so no, whether we like it or not, even with the courtroom, no, we look at the likelihood of biases. Not simply because someone is related to you, it makes you biased. But you will crum her. One name about Kenoferiate's relationship with Data Bank, Enterprise, and all these things. But because he was also related to the then president, he was even in government, no, a lot of things were said. Niayehu ene ayekasa about Mahama Ibrahim engineer is not a big deal. So if he qualifies to take the position he should take, it is not a big deal for us. In fact, there has been a tender process. Ayenim say he has gone through that tender process and then the ministry has awarded it to him. But the relationship was used and weaponized by the NDC when they were in opposition. Omokaseti, Data Bank and all those things, and these are the things which are coming back to bite them. In the sense, CCN is beginning to look like once you have a relation or you are close to someone in government, your business shouldn't do well. It is not something we started today. And then started here. Now NDC in opposition and they created that same problem. Until if they have given their minds to EMP, we wish them well. So they should let the business go on. At the same time, what I want to caution, the last thing what can they say? You share the ruling on the Goldfields, Hetty Goldfields acquisition now. You say procedurally, and the government has, the Supreme Court has thrown them out. But the issue, which is a substantive issue, arbitration. Until the government should be mindful of it because in the past, so many issues that we have, Balkan energy, so many cases we seems to have won here in our local way, But here call on arbitration, it was a lot of judgment debt. And from what we are seeing, say you pay attention to what is happening now. That is likely the path we are charting, or that is what is looming on us. Currently, they are seeking a $1 billion compensation. And to say, all the efforts we have made will get all eroded through judgment data. We would have thrown our money away as citizens of Ghana. And that is my only caution to the government on this.
Medasi.
But me ansana me be sorry so no ma me fa inchi akasi bi ma me mpenyufo ba ko mienu bi de edi kan me papa Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Shremsai.
Your biological father?
He's my uncle. Me papa Kitwa.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. He's doing a fantastic job. I mean, he's a very young, energetic gentleman. He's been very instrumental in my progress as a young man. Every day when I have the opportunity to speak on radio or TV, I try to appreciate him and let him know, say, I really appreciate everything he's done for me. They talk to me, Mr. Apechi, CEO of Bost, another fantastic gentleman. He's also doing so well with Bost, and trust me, he's done instrumentally, like he's done so well with Bost as at 1 year now Abeji company, he's really improved Bost in so many ways, and I know he has a lot of things in the pipeline ever so far. Then finally me boss Abu Saka, he's the one who gives me opportunity to be on radio every now and then, and I really appreciate him a lot. He's a very good man, and me di besi ha.
Yet Richmond Adam Sensai NDC communication team member ne Lons will be a obecha no pay.
Ansana mekwa no pay mechia yenra Dr. Mahmoud Baomia. Ghana fortune and him said 2028 obeba befa. Otukwan kakra but me sure say either say wa ba na so nam kwan sorry ba.
Mizi de wa yiran kwan wa o enchine ga wa yiran kwan mu.
Otukwan kakra. In fact, the Jumani does even as the value no all my Ghanaians nti on am abontin ye niam bebre. Nti mechia yen Papa Dr. Mahmoud Baomia and Anope. Afin so mechia me MP Honorable Frank Anodompre. In Saoma Dreju constituency. Mechia Duke ayi medun so Anope. Ono nso ebone ho modern pa because enyo no a enka yen communication nke be ha adwen kakra na afin so mechia me constituency for yen sa Oma Dreji me mo nyina achi Anope na afin no ansa na me sorry so no meda omase me constituency for no isan say ejuma omo ye ni MPP ho modern a obo no in fact eso ye ni pa nti da omunyina ase.
Yes, I better say, penny for me and one, and none of pay on a day beer weekend special edition is from Mobile Boyama, and then some day are two from Boko, ya trim abon pot, ya penny your good brother, Singina yet. Dodica, your lawyer Bernard Adoquafo, MPP communication team member, and your co-NDC Monsoswa. Richmond Adam Srimsai yet one so enka. Yes, sir. And penny for better or mass. Once I'm joining you with your social media platforms na so Yadamuna mass and none pay for taking time off your busy schedules to be with us. More the message by na so and I say modia just about 8 minutes to 10 here on the show.
101.7.
KFM. Number 0274 29 5338. 0274 29 5338. Nipeyi person room self-contained. Ewo Malam. CP. Bawi. Any environs. The number is 0274 295338. Yeah,
101.7.
To field Marshal or Hinana Kwame Amo. Mediane Chief Captain Field Marshal or Hinana Kwame Amo. The Akye Abia weekend special edition. Yamenkwa na medebai. About 4 years ago, Abigail Ashley, woman of faith, and producer at large as a Kwame as a Kopoku. But as my body, as a Kwame who's your deal.
I've got to say.
All right, so may your day be blessed. Perfect time to Yamiya Duma watchina enyumre ebeshia ewo season of restoration. Mayenshia Yamiya Dumwa on season of restoration. So na watch ya wodon for the adum ye no yen dedicated to him. Titru yenya ye betina ka mu akwaba. Titru yenya ye bedidi yanom. Enti na watch for free ya wodon for ayadum amayesimu. If you want the week to be protected and preserved, electric energy. Opese urade bambo na nhwe sopa ebo wo ne wabusia ne ofie ne wajapade ne wade nyina ho banye. Yensia on season of restoration. Ochina enyumre. Ayem fanhye asafu urade nsa. But na wie ye bo no mienu a 2 o'clock I mean. Abigail Ashley mo ho ye. Beba. Was in the daily graphic or the Abasi UCC Professor B. Developing device be who be did in Adrian and no problem be more device no be more in Africa. I've got to say device and say feeling great. Adrian is with my who be no problem. Adrian is safer. Device no be more who say Adrian in making watch out who be DBA. Maybe a fermented, Yembe to Jai Yaba. We na ya kwanya ya paso aboya ho ban titru ne nema ye diko ye mu ye num ko ye mu ne ye lifestyle electric energy mo ho ye apomuden dwumedie bi electric put your health in the right perspective electric energy now net Dr. Drew Hospital and get 1,000 miles away. All right, on that note, thank you for your attention this morning.